Ladies and gentlemen, do you ever find yourself waking up in the stillness of the night? Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. when the world seems to pause and the silence is almost deafening. It's as if time stops and you're the only soul awake. That's not a coincidence. That's not restlessness. That's not your mind playing tricks on you. That is God. He's calling you, whispering to your soul when no one else can hear. The question is, are you listening? There's something deeply profound about being awakened in the dead of night. It's a moment when the world is utterly still and the only sound you might hear is the faint rustling of leaves or the soft rhythm of your own breath. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. isn't random. It's not just your body clock acting up. It's an invitation, an extraordinary call from God reaching out to you in the quiet, unseen hours of the night. He's saying, come to me, but why then? Why not in the busy hours of the day when you're moving through life, occupied with work, family, or countless responsibilities? The answer lies in the nature of that stillness. God knows that in the chaos of the day, his voice can get drowned out. The chatter of the world, the demands of life, and even our own inner thoughts can become so loud that we miss the subtle, gentle whispers of his presence. But in the early hours of the morning, when the noise has died down and the distractions are tucked away in slumber, his voice becomes unmistakable. It's as if he's clearing out a sacred space, just for you, a space where nothing competes for your attention, where you can meet him without interruption. When God wakes you during those hours, it's not just about disrupting your sleep, it's about calling you into his presence. Imagine a parent standing by their child's bedside, gently nudging them awake to share something important, something loving, something they know can only be heard in that moment of intimacy. That's what God is doing. He's standing beside you, not with urgency, but with love. He's waiting to spend time with you, to hear your heart and to let you hear his. In those moments, he's inviting you to share your fears, your burdens, and your dreams. Perhaps you've been carrying a weight that no one else sees. Maybe your heart has been heavy with questions, doubts, or pain that you've kept buried. God knows. He knows what you're holding on to, even when you don't voice it. And he's calling you during those quiet hours because he wants you to bring it all to him. He wants you to lay it down at his feet, to pour out every hidden thought and unspoken prayer. You see, intimacy with God isn't about grand gestures or perfect words. It's about honesty. It's about coming to him as you are, raw and real, without pretense. In the stillness of the early morning, you don't have to put on a brave face or pretend to have it all together. God already knows your heart, and he's not asking for perfection. He's asking for connection. When he wakes you, it's his way of saying, I see you, I hear you. Let's see you, I hear you. Let's talk. And oh, how powerful that connection can be. In those moments of intimacy, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to feel his presence in a way that's hard to describe. It's a warmth, a peace, a sense of being seen and loved like never before. It's as if the weight you've been carrying begins to lift and the knots in your heart start to loosen. You may not have all the answers, but you begin to realize that you don't need them, not when you're sitting in the presence of the one who holds everything in his hands. This sacred time is not just about speaking, it's also about listening. Have you ever sat in the quiet and simply allowed yourself to be still before God? It's in that stillness that his whispers become clear. He might bring to your mind a scripture, a thought, or a memory that reminds you of his faithfulness. Or maybe he simply gives you a sense of peace that surpasses all understanding, a reminder that he's with you, even in the storm. There's something so healing, so restorative about those moments. They're like a balm for the soul, a chance to rest in the arms of the one who loves you unconditionally. And the beauty of it is that it's not just about what you say of you during that time. Sometimes it's enough to just be to sit in his presence, to let his love wash over you, to feel the comfort of knowing that you're never alone. This call to intimacy isn't something to take lightly. It's a gift, a treasure. God doesn't wake you up to burden you. He wakes you up to bless you. He's given you an opportunity to deepen your relationship with him, to draw closer in ways that can transform your life. And the best part, it's not about how long you pray or how eloquent your words are. It's about your heart. It's about saying, here I am, Lord, I'm listening. Perhaps you felt distant from God lately. Maybe you've been so caught up in the demands of life that you haven't had time to connect with him. Those early morning hours are his way of reaching out, of bridging that gap. He's saying, come back to me. Let me fill the spaces where you feel empty. Let me remind you of my love. It's a love that doesn't waver, that doesn't change based on what you've done or haven't done. It's a love that sees you in your mess and says, you're still mine, you're still enough. And in those quiet hours when the world is sleeping, that love becomes tangible. It's a love that can heal wounds you didn't even know you had. A love that can rekindle a fire in your heart that you thought had burned out. So the next time you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., don't dismiss it as an inconvenience. Don't roll over and try to force yourself back to sleep. Instead, take a moment to sit up, to breathe, to acknowledge the one who's calling you. Turn your heart toward him and say, I'm here, Lord, speak to me. Because in those moments, something sacred is happening. It's not just another night. It's a divine appointment. It's a chance to step into the presence of God and experience a closeness that can change everything. It's an opportunity to be reminded of his love, his faithfulness, and his desire to walk with you through every moment of your life. And as you answer his call, you'll begin to see the beauty of those early hours. You'll start to look forward to them, to cherish them as a time of renewal and connection. You'll realize that waking up at that time isn't a disruption, it's a blessing. It's a reminder that the creator of the universe loves you enough to wake you, to spend time with you, to pour into your soul in ways that only he can. Let this be the moment you embrace that invitation. Let it be the start of something beautiful, a deeper, richer relationship with the one who knows you better than anyone else ever could. Because when God calls you, especially in the stillness of the night, he's not just asking for your time. He's offering you his heart. And there's nothing more precious than that. When you wake up in the quiet hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's not just your body that's stirring, it's your soul. That awakening isn't random and it isn't without purpose. It's a divine signal, a sacred moment where God is gently pulling you closer to him, not just for connection, but for realignment. It's a call to recalibrate, celebrate your life, to pause and reflect on where you're heading, and to ensure that your steps align with the greater purpose he has for you. Throughout our lives, we often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of daily demands, expectations, and the endless pursuit of goals. We get so wrapped up in the noise of life that we sometimes forget to ask ourselves the most important questions. Am I on the right path? Is this what God wants for me? Is this fulfilling the purpose for which I was created those early hours when the world is silent and distractions are asleep? Or when God nudges us to consider these questions? He's saying, let's take a moment. Let me guide you back to where you belong. It's easy to drift away from purpose. Life has a way of pulling us in different directions, of clouding our judgment and steering us off course. Maybe it's the pressure to meet expectations, your own or others. Maybe it's the fear of failure that keeps you stuck in a place where you're not growing. Or perhaps it's the relentless pursuit of success, recognition, or comfort that has distracted you from what truly matters. God sees this. He sees the moments when your soul feels lost or out of alignment. And so he wakes you in those early hours not to chastise you, but to lovingly redirect you. Think of it as a spiritual GPS. When you're driving and take a wrong turn, your GPS doesn't scream at you or punish you. It gently recalculates, guiding you back to the right path. That's exactly what God is doing. He wakes you up at 3 a.m. He's recalibrating your heart, your mind, and your spirit. He's saying, you may have strayed, but I'm here to guide you back. Let's adjust your course together. In those moments, he wants you to reflect on your life. Are you pursuing what he has placed in your heart, or are you chasing after things that leave you feeling empty? Are you living in alignment with your values and his will, or have you let the world dictate your direction? These are not easy questions to ask, and the answers may be even harder to face. But in the quiet stillness of those early hours, God gives you the courage to confront them. He knows that clarity comes in silence. During the day, it's hard to hear his voice amidst the noise of responsibilities, conversations, and the constant hum of life. But in the stillness of the night, his whispers become unmistakable. It's in those sacred moments that he plants seeds of understanding in your heart. He may reveal something you've been avoiding, something that's holding you back, or something you need to let go of to move forward. This realignment isn't just about correcting mistakes. It's about rediscovering your true north. It's about remembering who you are and whose you are. You are not defined by your past, your failures, or even your successes. You are defined by the purpose God has placed in you, a purpose that is unique, powerful, and necessary. When he wakes you up, it's his way of reminding you of that purpose. He's saying, you were made for more. Don't settle for less than what I've created you to be. Perhaps you felt stuck lately, as if you're walking in circles without making any real progress. That feeling of stagnation isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign that God is ready to shift you. But to do that, he needs you to pause, to listen, and to realign. Those early morning hours are his gift to you, a time when you can step away from the chaos of life and step into the clarity of his presence. When you sit in that quiet space, you may find that God brings certain things to your attention. Maybe it's a relationship that's draining your energy, a habit that's holding you back, or a dream you've been too afraid to pursue. He's not showing you these things to overwhelm you. He's showing you so that you can make the necessary adjustments. He's giving you the opportunity to let go what's no longer serving you and embrace what will propel you forward. God's realignment is not just about removing obstacles, it's about positioning you for greatness. It's about putting you back on the path that leads to fulfillment, joy, impact. When you take the time to listen to him in those early hours, you'll begin to see the steps you need to take. They might not be easy and they might not make sense right away, but trust that they are leading you toward the life he has prepared for you. This process of realignment is also a reminder that you don't have to navigate life on your own. Too often, we rely on our own strength, our own wisdom, and our own plans to move forward. But waking up at that sacred hour is God's way of saying, you don't have to do this alone. I am here to guide you, to strengthen you, and to walk with you every step of the way. And here's the incredible thing: when you realign with God, you'll find a peace that surpasses all understanding. You'll begin to feel a sense of direction. Even if you don't have all the answers, you'll start to notice doors opening that you didn't even know were there. That's the power of aligning your life with his purpose. So the next time you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't dismiss it as random or inconvenient. See it for what it truly is: a divine appointment. Take a moment to sit in the stillness, to reflect, and to listen. Ask God to show you where you need realignment, and trust that he will. This is your opportunity to recalibrate, to step back onto the path he has set for you. It's a chance to let go of the distractions, the doubts, and the detours, and to move forward with clarity, confidence, and faith. And as you do, you'll discover that life becomes more meaningful, more purposeful, and more fulfilling than you ever thought possible. God is calling you not to condemn you, but to guide you. He's saying, come to me and I will show you the way. Let's realign together, answer his call, and you'll find that the path he leads you on is far greater than anything you could have planned for yourself. When you find yourself waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's not just your mind stirring. It's not about the dreams you were having or the sounds outside your window. It's your spirit being gently awakened by God. These moments are not ordinary, they are divine. In those still hours when the world is asleep, God is creating a space for you to hear him in a way that's impossible during the chaos of the day. And in that sacred silence, he's calling you to intercede, to stand in the gap for others, to lift your voice in prayer for the people and situations that need his divine intervention. This call is not to be taken lightly. It's not an accident, nor is it a coincidence. When God wakes you in the quiet of the night, he's inviting you into a partnership with him. He's saying, I need you right now. There's work to be done, battles to be fought, and hearts to be touched. And I've chosen you to stand with me in this moment. It's a sacred honor, a privilege that carries the weight of purpose and power. In those moments, it's not about having the perfect words or knowing exactly what to pray for. God doesn't call you to intercede because you have all the answers. He calls you because he trusts you to listen, to be available, and to let him guide your heart. Sometimes he may place a specific person, situation, or burden on your mind. Other times you may feel a vague sense of urgency, an unshakable feeling that something or someone needs prayer. Whatever it is, trust that God is leading you. When you pray in those early hours, something extraordinary happens. Prayer is not just a spiritual exercise, it's a lifeline. It's a direct connection to the creator of the universe, a way to bring heaven into the situations of earth. And when you intercede, when you pray not just for yourself, but for others, you become a conduit of God's love, grace, and power. You are standing in the gap, filling spaces that only prayer can fill. Perhaps you don't realize the weight of what your prayers can do. Maybe you've doubted whether your prayers make a difference, whether they reach God, or whether they can truly change anything. But the truth is, prayer is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It moves mountains, breaks chains, and brings light into the darkest places. When you pray, you are engaging in a spiritual battle, fighting not with your strength, but with God's. I think about if there are people in your life, or maybe even strangers, who are going through things they can't handle alone. They might be too broken, too weary, or too lost to pray for themselves. And yet, in their time of need, God wakes you not because you're perfect or more capable, but because you're willing. He wakes you because he knows your heart and he trusts you to intercede on their behalf. In those moments, your prayers could be the very thing that tips the scales. You might never know the full impact of your prayers, but rest assured, they are not wasted. Your prayers could bring peace to someone who feels like they're drowning. They could open doors for someone who's been waiting for a breakthrough. They could provide protection for someone walking through danger or bring healing to someone battling illness. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to know the details. God does. He just needs your willingness to step into the gap and say, "Here I am, Lord, use me." Interceding in prayer is an act of faith. It's trusting that even though you can't see what's happening, God is moving. It's believing that He hears every word, every cry, and every silent thought. And it's knowing that He is faithful to respond, not always in the way we expect, but always in the way that's best. But intercession is not just about the people you're praying for. It's also about what happens within you. When you step into that place of prayer, you draw closer to God. You align your heart with His, and you begin to see the world through His eyes. Your perspective shifts, and suddenly your own worries and fears take on a new light. You realize that you're not alone in your struggles, that the same God who's answering your prayers for others is working in your life too. This time of intercession is also a reminder of the power of community, even if it's unseen. Prayer connects us, weaving a tapestry of hope, faith, and love that stretches across time and space. When you pray for others, you are joining a chorus of voices lifting up the same needs, the same cries, the same hopes. You are not just one person praying in the dark. You are part of a divine network of believers, all working together to bring about God's will on earth. So when God wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't dismiss it as a fluke or an inconvenience. Don't roll over and try to go back to sleep. Instead, take a moment to listen. Quiet your heart and ask God, what is it you want me to pray for? Who needs you right now? And then trust Him to guide you. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly what to say. Just speak from your heart, knowing that God hears you, that He values your prayers, and that He is using you in ways you can't even imagine. Whether your prayer is a few simple words or a long tear-filled conversation, it matters. It makes a difference. And as you pray, remember this: you are not just a bystander in the work God is doing. You are an active participant, a vessel through which His power flows. Your prayers are a force for good, a light in the darkness, and a testament to the love of a God who never stops working, even in the stillness of the night. Let this be an encouragement to you. The next time you wake up in the quiet hours of the morning, don't see it as an interruption. See it as an invitation, a sacred calling to stand in the gap, to lift your voice, and to be part of something far greater than yourself. Because when you answer that call, you're not just changing the lives of others, you're changing your own. You're stepping into a deeper relationship with God, and you're experiencing the incredible power of what it means to be used by Him for His glory. When God wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's not just to startle you out of your sleep or interrupt your rest. It's a sacred moment where the divine gently calls you into His presence, offering a profound opportunity to grow closer to Him. These quiet hours are not just times of silence. They are moments of connection, of intimacy, and of unparalleled spiritual access. God is saying, come to me, let's spend this time together. In the stillness of the early morning, distractions fall away. The world's noise is muted, and your heart is more open to hearing His voice. God knows this. He knows that in the chaos of daily life, it's easy to miss Him. Between responsibilities, goals, and the endless demands of your time, it's easy for your connection with Him to feel distant or strained. And so He chooses these hours not because they're convenient for you, but because they're perfect for Him to reach you without competition from the world. This isn't about routine or obligation, it's about relationship. Think of it like this: when someone deeply loves you, they long to spend time with you, not because they have to, but because they want to. God feels the same way about you. When He wakes you in those sacred hours, He's saying, I miss you. Let's talk. Let me remind you how much you're loved, how precious you are, and how precious you are, and how present I am in your life. But this isn't just a passive experience. God wants more than your presence. He wants your participation. These moments are not just about sitting in silence. They're about engaging with Him on a deeply personal level. It's about opening your heart, sharing your burdens, and inviting Him into the places you've been hesitant to reveal. Maybe there are things weighing on you that you haven't spoken aloud, fears, doubts, or regrets that you've tucked away because they're too painful to confront during the day. God already knows about them, but He wakes you in those quiet hours to give you the space to bring them to Him. To say, Lord, I don't know what to do with this, but I trust you. Help me. This closeness with God isn't just about receiving comfort, it's about being transformed. When you draw near to Him in these moments, something extraordinary happens. His peace begins to fill the spaces where anxiety once lived. His clarity replaces confusion. His love washes over the wounds you thought would never heal. And it's not just about what you receive, it's about what you give. God delights in your worship, your gratitude, and your faith. When you come to him in those early hours, you're offering a part of yourself that's pure and undistracted. You're saying, Lord, I value this time with you above everything else. I'm here because I want to be near you. There's something deeply powerful about starting your day with God. When you seek him in those quiet moments, you're setting the tone for everything that follows. You're saying, no matter what today holds, I'm anchored in you. No matter what challenges come my way, I know I'm not facing them alone. It's a declaration of trust, a reaffirmation of your faith, and a way of aligning your spirit with his will. And yet, this isn't just about the big life-changing revelations. Sometimes the beauty of these moments lies in their simplicity. A whispered prayer, a heartfelt thank you, a few minutes spent soaking in his presence. These small acts of closeness have a ripple effect that carries through your day, your week, your life. Consider this: how often do we rush through life chasing what we think we need only to feel more distant from God? How often do we let our connection with him become an afterthought? Something we'll get to when there's time. These early morning awakenings are his way of gently pulling us back, of reminding us that our relationship with him is not a luxury, it's a necessity. God knows your heart better than you do. He knows the struggles you're facing, the questions you're wrestling with, and the dreams you're afraid to pursue. When he wakes you up, it's his way of saying, let me help you. Let Maine guide you. Let Maine remind you that you're not walking this path alone. There's an intimacy in these moments that's hard to put into words. It's like being wrapped in a love that sees every part of you, the good, the bad, and the broken, and loves you just the same. It's a reminder that you're not defined by your mistakes or your shortcomings. You're defined by his grace, his mercy, and his unwavering commitment to you. And here's the thing: God doesn't need your time. He's infinite, self-sufficient, and complete. But he wants your time because he created you for relationship, for communion, for moments like these where you and he are fully present with each other. When you answer his call to closeness, you'll find that it's not just about what happens in those early hours, it's about what carries over into the rest of your life. You'll begin to see him in places you hadn't noticed before. You'll feel his guidance in decisions that once felt overwhelming. You'll sense his presence in moments that used to feel empty. This closeness with God is not just for the moments when life is hard. It's for the moments when life is good too. It's about cultivating a relationship that's so deep, so rooted, that no storm can shake it. It's about knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have a God who is for you, with you, and within you. So the next time you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't roll over and dismiss it as nothing. See it for what it truly is: a divine invitation. Take a moment to sit with him, to speak to him, to listen to him. Let him draw you closer, not because you're perfect, but because you're his. And as you spend time in his presence, let it be a reminder that he is always near, always listening, and always loving you. These moments are not interruptions, they're gifts. They're opportunities to deepen your faith, to strengthen your spirit, and to embrace the incredible closeness that only God can offer. Answer his call, and you'll discover that the connection you build in those early hours will transform not just your mornings, but your entire life. When God wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's not just a random disruption of your sleep. It's a sacred call, a whisper in the stillness urging you to prepare for something greater. In those quiet hours, he isn't just stirring you from rest. He's stirring your spirit, awakening a deeper sense of readiness for the life you're meant to live. This isn't about physical preparation or external tasks. It's about equipping your soul for what lies ahead. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges, opportunities, and moments that demand strength, wisdom, and clarity. And God, in his infinite wisdom, knows what's coming before you do. When he wakes you in those early hours, it's his way of saying, I'm preparing you. I'm giving you what you'll need for the journey ahead. It's an act of love, a gesture of divine foresight, ensuring that when the moment comes, you're ready to step into it with confidence. Preparation in God's hands is different from preparation in the world's terms. The world tells you to plan, to strategize, to build and store and control, but God's preparation is about surrender. It's about allowing him to shape you, to refine you, and to equip you with the tools that truly matter: faith, resilience, humility, and trust. And that process often happens in the quiet, hidden hours when no one else is watching. In those moments, God is speaking to your heart. He's reminding you of your purpose, your calling, and the unique role you play in his plan. He's planting seeds of courage where fear once lived, seeds of hope where doubt tried to take root. He's fortifying your spirit, not just for the challenges of today, but for the opportunities of tomorrow. Because when God calls you to prepare, it's never just about surviving, it's about thriving, about walking boldly into the future He's designed for you. Think about the heroes of faith, the men and women who achieved great things not because they were perfect, but because they were prepared. Moses was called in the wilderness, his years of solitude shaping him into the leader he needed to become. David was prepared in the fields as a shepherd before he ever faced Goliath. In each case, the preparation wasn't about the external, it was about the internal, about aligning their hearts and minds with God's will. And so when God wakes you in the early hours, He's inviting you into that same process of preparation. It's not about achieving perfection or meeting a checklist. It's about allowing Him to work in you, to mold you into the person you're meant to be. Maybe He's calling you to reflect, to take stock of where you are and where He's leading you. Maybe He's nudging you to let go of something that's holding you back, whether it's fear, bitterness, or a false sense of control. Or maybe He's simply inviting you to spend time with Him, to let His presence renew your strength and restore your focus. This preparation often involves prayer, not just as a ritual, but as a powerful tool for transformation. When you pray in those still hours, you're not just speaking words into the void, you're connecting with the Creator, the one who knows your path and equips you for every step. Prayer is where clarity emerges, where burdens are lifted, and where the pieces of life's puzzle start to come together. It's where you find the strength to face what lies ahead, not because you have all the answers, but because you're anchored in the one who does. But preparation is also about listening. Sometimes God doesn't wake you to hear your voice, He wakes you so you can hear His. In the quiet, when the distractions of the day are far away, His voice becomes clearer, more distinct. He may speak through a scripture that comes to mind, a feeling of peace that settles over you, or a sudden understanding of a situation you've been wrestling with. In those moments, He's giving you the insight and wisdom you'll need, not just for yourself, but for the people and circumstances He's placed in your life. This time of preparation isn't always comfortable. Growth rarely is, but it's always purposeful. When God calls you to prepare, He's not doing it to burden you or to disrupt your life. He's doing it to bless you, to position you for something greater than you could imagine. It's His way of ensuring that when the opportunities come, you won't be caught off guard. You'll be ready not because of your own strength, but because of His. And this preparation isn't just about the big defining moments of life. It's about the daily walk, the small choices, and the quiet acts of faithfulness that shape who you are. When you're prepared in spirit, you begin to approach each day differently. You see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. You face uncertainty not with fear, but with trust. And you move forward not in your own power, but in the power of the one who's guiding you. Perhaps you've been asking God for something, a breakthrough, a blessing, a change in your circumstances, and maybe you've wondered why it hasn't come yet. But what if the delay isn't denial? What if it's preparation? What if God is waking you in these early hours to equip you for the very thing you've been praying for? He's not holding back from you. He's setting you up for success. He's ensuring that when the blessing comes, you're ready to receive it fully, to steward it wisely, and to use it for His glory. So the next time you find yourself awake in the quiet of the morning, don't see it as an interruption. See it as an invitation. Lean into the process, even when it feels unclear. Trust that God is working, even when you can't see the full picture. And remember that preparation in His hands is never wasted. Every moment, every prayer, every whisper of His voice is shaping you into the person He's called you to be. These moments of preparation are not just about readiness for what's ahead. They're about drawing closer to God in the here and now. They're about experiencing His love, His wisdom, and His faithfulness in ways that transform you from the inside out. And as you respond to His call, you'll find that the preparation isn't just for the destination, it's for the journey. It's for the joy of walking with Him step by step into the incredible future He has planned for you. So the next time you wake up in the quiet hours before dawn, don't dismiss it. Don't roll over and go back to sleep. Sit up, listen, talk to Him. It's not just another night, it's a divine appointment. God is moving in your life, calling you into His light. Those hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., that's where miracles are born, where healing begins, and where your purpose is revealed. Answer Him, and you'll find that what He has for you is far greater than anything you could ever imagine. Let this be the moment you say, yes, Lord, I hear you. I'm ready, because when God wakes you up, it's never without a reason.